What is going on, everybody? Derek here from DW Designs, and welcome to part 3 of Fundamentals of Sheet Metal. And on today's episode, we're going to be going over how to install this piece of sheet metal into this Coca-Cola machine with a spot welder. You guys don't want to miss out, so stay tuned. I want to remind you guys to please pay the fee. And what I mean by that is, if you guys gain any value in this video, or like anything, or find anything funny, please hit that subscribe button and bell notifications. It really helps us grow the channel a lot. And it keeps me motivated to make more videos for you guys to watch. All right, let's get to work. So first things first, I want to cover and just touch on a couple things that you guys watched in the last video. And that is how to take this template that we made that goes in here, which was exactly like the original piece that belonged in there that we already have cut out, and turn it into a piece of sheet metal. Now this is 18 gauge sheet metal for those of you who are interested in that. And it's exactly what was in there originally. I did not put a thicker gauge or a thinner gauge in there because I want to stay as historically accurate as possible with a machine like this, because they tend to hold their value better if things are done properly, which is one of the reasons why we're going to be spot welding this and not TIG or MIG welding this in. So first up, let's put this in there and make sure it fits. Okay, so first thing first, I know I said we didn't want to use the MIG welder or the TIG welder for anything on this. However, there is one spot right along here, just inside of the flange, that needs to be spot welded to this piece. And in order for that to work, we have to drill holes in this and spot weld it with a MIG welder. And the reason why I say that is because that piece of metal on there is too thick, so that will not work. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our tape measure here, and we're just going to mark out every few inches. Yeah, I'm going to do every 2 inches. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay. So that's that. Then what we're going to do next is measure out the distance. We're going to go with a 1/2 inch at each spot. Or I apologize, 1 inch at every spot. And it's good to keep uniformity, because then it looks like it's done professionally. And it doesn't just look, it is done professionally. All right, so as you guys can see here, I have these all done now. Then I'm going to go grab a center punch. I'm going to center punch these, and then we're going to come in with probably like a 1/16 drill bit, something really small, and just drill a really tiny hole, just enough to spot weld it in there, and then we'll take a grinder afterwards and grind it down and make it look flat. So it'll be spot welded, but it won't ever come up. So there you have it. So the drill bit I'm using is basically an 1/8 inch drill bit. We're going to go ahead and drill these out. After about 30 minutes worth of trimming, grinding, and fitting in and out, probably had it in and out of there probably about 10 times total. It fits nice in there. So now, all that's left to do is get the spot welder out and set up, and we can go ahead and start spot welding this guy in. Real quick, before we spot weld this, we're going to need to mark and grind the paint off of it all the way around so the spot welder can make a complete circuit so it can weld. Next, you're gonna want to take a level, and you're gonna want to bubble level everything. You're gonna make sure that you're within parameters inside. So we're good on the front, and if we're good on the back, so this side needs to go up just a smidge. So now we're all good to go with this. We're gonna go ahead and get in here with a spot weld. I already marked it every 3 inches apart. And we're gonna go ahead and go in and spot weld this. Here we go. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get the far inside ones done with the long arms. If we can get it in there. If we can't, we're gonna have to go to our smaller ones. So we'll go ahead and turn this around. I'm gonna try and make it so you guys can see it well. So that one worked pretty good. Let's do the other side, and we're gonna have to switch to the shorter ones. I'll make sure that I actually got it, and I did. All right, beautiful. Make sure that these prongs, guys, are not too hot to grab before you grab them. Now we got significantly shorter prongs now. We're gonna go ahead and do our other ones. There we go. Now we're going to turn this around, and then we're going to hook up the MIG welder, and we're going to spot weld the front edge down to the floor. Now I saw something here, and I caught it. Good thing I did catch it. It did melt right here, but that's because it just got hot, blew a hole through it. So we're gonna fix that with the MIG welder with just a couple little tacks. Everywhere else seems to be pretty good. Yes, everywhere else is good. So now we'll grab the MIG welder and we'll go ahead and spot this guy down in here. Alrighty guys, all that's left to do is I'm gonna take my Scotch-Brite pad and I'm gonna sand down any little boogers that the MIG welder created. And I'm also gonna sand down anything that I tacked to fill any of the holes that were there. So this is gonna conclude this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.